Welcome to the real Ramblers movie talk for fanatics. The real Ramblers movie talk for fanatics. And now your hosts, Bill and Lee Howard.
Hello, and welcome to The Real Ramblers. I am Bill Howard. This is my brother Lee.
I am Lee Howard. This is my brother Bill.
And today, now that we are in the fine month of October, continuing our Halloween horror month, today we're going to discuss the movie series that is named after that particular holiday.
Thanksgiving. Nope.
No. Valentine.
Nope.
Wait a minute.
It's this one. Bing bong bong bing bong bong bing bong bing bong bing bong bong bing bong bong bing bong bing bong 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 bing bong bong bing bong bing bong ding dang dong ding dang dong.
Okay.
Also.
All right. We actually had a comment, by the way, for you to do that more.
That's why I did it.
Is that why you did it more?
Sean
Okay.
Sansom,
all right. Cool. So yeah, no, we're discussing
Sean Sansom. A bing bong bong ding dong dang. I love you. What?
What? Okay, so we're discussing the Halloween series, despite everything we've said so far. We're both huge fans. We've had many discussions about which franchises are our favorites. You usually land on Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, primarily.
Which we discussed last week. I have a tougher time figuring out. I think Halloween's my favorite franchise, but it's very closely followed by, I think, Texas Chainsaw.
Oh, yeah? Halloween, I've grown to... I mean, I've always liked it, but I've just... not obsessed, but I've just... I don't know. My love for Halloween has grown over last just even few years. So it's like it's right under Elm Street for me.
Yeah.
I love Michael Myers.
Yeah, me too. He's such a great character, and it's such a great mythology. So we'll kick it off. I mean, what more can be said than what everybody said about the original John Carpenter film? But yeah, so 1978.
Yep.
The original John Carpenter Halloween.
I have bullet point because I rewatched basically the whole series for this episode.
Right.
Mostly I rewatched the ones that I kind of have watched the least. Because some of them I've watched the original Halloween a billion times.
Right.
But I do have like bullet point thoughts on all of them. So, okay. This is just what I wrote for 78. Classic. Loomis is the best.
Oh my God. Can we just put aside a moment here for the brilliance of Donald Pleasence?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like he's great in everything. Mm-hmm. And he could play anything, like batshit crazy to the nicest grandpa type to. Mm-hmm. But Loomis, I think, is overlooked as one of the great characters in horror.
Oh, totally, yeah.
I love him so much. I love his look. I love how he played him. I love how he talked. I love the way he interacted with people. There was always even though he was a super serious guy, I love that there was always a sense of humor to him.
Yeah, it's nice.
Like, Lonnie, get away from that house.
Yeah, like the one time he smiles in that movie, it's just like, that's a nice little
yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
But there was always little conversations he had with side characters that always kind of gave you this little window into what he must be like when he's not constantly thinking about Michael Myers. But anyway, just Donald Pleasence is just
isn't it crazy
great.
that they were thinking of Christopher Lee for Loomis? And I just who doesn't love Christopher Lee? But it wouldn't be. It wouldn't have been the same.
I can't picture him as a tall, lanky guy.
No, it wouldn't have been the same.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I agree.
I wrote. I mean, obviously the opening scene is iconic, but I also wrote hilarious opening because the boyfriend takes the Judith upstairs, and it's literally like a 40-second bang, and then he's like, "See you later." She's like, "Call me," and he's like, "I don't know," or whatever, and he leaves. And it's like, oh my God, what a 2-pump chump. And
I always thought it was funny that she goes up there with him. They do do the dirty deed, and then she's like, "I really need to brush my hair."
I know. That's kind of actually a thing that I wrote where, like, obviously I love Halloween.
Yeah.
But I can see why, say, like newer generations watching it, it might seem cheesy to them. I mean, it was a lower budget movie. It's like even when Michael is stabbing Judith, and she's just like, Michael, as if he like spilt milk or something. And it's, like some of who's the
It's
one?
definitely a movie. I've always been of this mind that for older movies, from 30 seconds into the credits, you have to tell your brain, forget everything else, I'm in this world.
Yeah.
And and that makes it better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get that.
Yeah. I mean, some younger people that I know that watch it, they feel like it's slow or whatever,
Oh my God, it so isn't.
No, it's,
I love
I'm engaged.
The pace.
I'm engaged the entire time. I have zero complaints about it. I love the original. What else is there to say?
Dean Cundy, the director of photography.
Oh yeah.
That dude, his name became legendary in film history because of that movie. That he could take such a low budget movie and make it look so good.
It looks
because the photography in it is gorgeous, like gorgeous. And I always thought it's funny they use such a muted palette in the whole movie. I almost thought that when I've watched it recently, I'm like it almost feels like it's a black and white movie.
Yeah,
which is weird because a lot of the publicity stills back in the day were black and white. Oh, that's right. Which was strange. And yet when I look at them, I don't think that they're black and white because it matches the movie.
It would work as a black and white movie.
Totally would. Totally would. But yeah, to me, it's brilliant. And I love the TV version with the extra scenes.
Right.
I think.
Is that the extra scenes like Loomis in the
Asylum?
Okay, I forgot about that. I was thinking when he was in not a boardroom or something like that.
Oh yeah, the meeting with it was
the hospital administrators or something like that.
The hospital administrators talking about transferring or whatever.
Right.
I love that scene, and I love the scene of young Michael in his room.
Right.
And I think those scenes are great, but I think it's funny when they have TV versions like this and they become very legendary, and now they've remastered it and it looks great and everything. But I'm amazed nobody's done like an ultimate version because the TV version has some violence trimmed out.
Okay.
I'm amazed that nobody's done a blended version.
Yeah, that
keeps everything intact from the original, but then just pops in those extra scenes.
Yeah, that's weird.
Would have been cool to
get on that. DVD makers.
Yeah,
DVDs. Get on that.
Come on, we need a great deluxe VHS edition of this.
I would buy that.
Yeah. But anyway, I do love a lot of stuff in that TV version. I think that it's stuff that fleshes out the story really well.
Yeah.
But anything else on that?
No, there's not really.
To me, it's pretty much perfect. And I mean, John Carpenter's score. Come on. Is there a more iconic score in all of aside from John Williams' Star Wars or Raiders or something?
I have it on my workout gym playlist.
Yeah, it's great. Well, I can see why. The beat's good in it. But just everything about that movie is iconic. And it feels like Halloween.
That's the thing about a lot of in another episode we'll talk about movies that we just watch at Halloween. Like I love when movies have the feeling of Halloween, which is great. And which is funny because when they filmed that movie they literally have one garbage bag of painted orange leaves.
And it was summer, right?
And it was summer, yeah. And
I think also I'll just interject. I think that's why they used the muted palette because when I watch it, I don't really notice that it's summer.
No.
It feels like fall.
Yep.
Even though the trees have all their leaves.
Totally.
But because it's muted, you don't notice them because they're not. If it was all filmed in Technicolor, would have been green.
More, yeah. It's funny that they had like a garbage bag of orange leaves that they would dump on a lawn or whatever, and then
pick them all.
They literally have to pick them all back up and put them in the bag.
Yeah, pretty funny.
Hilarious.
Pretty funny.
Let's talk about Halloween 2, which I had not seen for a while.
Yeah.
And then I rewatched it. I like it. I'm like, I forgot that it's like not a lot happens in it. Really,
no, it's almost like real time.
Yeah, it's almost just like an extended scene.
It is totally. Well, it literally picks up
right away.
Yeah, immediately after the first one.
After he was shot 6 times. Yeah. He was shot 6 times in the heart. That's perfect Donald Pleasance impression.
Oh, that was Donald Pleasance. Okay. No, that was
it falls under the budget impression.
Who did that sound like? It was almost had some Arnold in it.
Danny, I shot him 6 times.
6 times.
I shot him. Jamie, Turbo Man. Okay.
Donald Pleasance and Schwartz and Pleasance. But yeah, I always look at 2 as kind of like, even though the original Halloween is a slasher classic, a lot of the stuff doesn't happen till the last third.
Yeah.
But I see part 2 as like, what if you made part 1, but it was all slasher?
Yeah, that was, I guess, like
because it's much more,
or someone was like, we have to make this more like gory and stuff. And
I'm glad they did. I don't know if it would have. I don't know what I would have thought if they made the second movie with the same pacing and stuff as the first. I don't know if I would have liked. I don't know if that would have worked. I like that it's a companion piece that continues the story, but it feels very different. The pace is fast. The kills are very frequent and fun. The cast is great.
I wrote. There's that one hospital worker guy who I just wrote, Slimy David Naughton is funny.
He's, I wish I could remember his name because he was the cop. Do you remember a movie called Relentless?
The title's familiar, but...
Judd Nelson was a serial killer in it. It's a really good serial killer movie. And that dude was the cop trying to find him.
That's funny.
And he's great in it.
He's just, the look on his face.
He is a scumbag in Halloween too.
Oh my God, yeah. He's like a big grosso.
Yeah.
Amazing Grace, come sit on my face. Just the look on his face. He has like a punchable face in there.
And aren't they like, let's go like chill out and make out in the like hydraulic therapy bath or something? Like it's
like that, which also
totally
for some
creepy
reason
and
has
weird.
like you like has the option to put it up to like 1,000,000,000 degrees. Like you never know when we might need to like burn people alive in this. It's just good to have that feature on this.
They want the option to be able to boil the Thanksgiving turkey.
Jack some potatoes in there.
But yeah, so like 2 doesn't have the style or the class of the first one, but as a Michael Myers slasher film, it's pretty damn good.
I was like, I don't know if this is a controversial thing, but no. Well, maybe the dude, I forget the guy's name that plays Michael Myers in this one. I don't know if is it Dick Warlock? Is that
I think so.
I didn't like because he was just a stunt guy, and was like, any reason why I can't play Myers? And they're like, sure. I thought he was just okay as like he felt very stiff.
I kind of get that.
Like Frankenstein-y stiff, and I guess...
I remember reading a thing about the mask that lots of people are like, I like the part 1 mask better than the part 2, and it's like, no, it was the same mask.
It does look different, though. Maybe it's just...
because of his face.
Oh,
Dick Warlock's face was wider.
I was like looking at him. I'm like, it seems like it does seem like a different mask.
No, I just recently read that. Even when you look at the like action figures and stuff, it always looks very different. But that's why it was actually the exact mask they used in part 1. But his face was much wider, so it distorted the mask and made it look different.
So weird. Okay, kind of a neat little thing.
Yeah, a little tidbit, little Ramblers tidbit,
a little bit of a tid. So that's all. I mean,
you heard it here first. Well, not really.
Probably not.
I heard it from somewhere else.
In a million documentaries. We read it, so you won't have to.
I'm claiming it.
This is a real Ramblers exclusive.
We broke that news. We heard it straight from
a fucking magazine.
It's an unknown source
called Fangoria. There's not really a lot else even to say about 2. It's just it's fine.
It's fun.
It's not one of my favorites, but I still enjoy it.
Still great music.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, it's super fun. So 3,
yes,
the divisive part 3, which actually is funny that back in the day, 3 was the one that everybody was like, "Fucking hate 3."
Yeah, they hated it,
but not today.
No, people love it.
Today,
I'm
it has a rabid following.
Yep, totally.
And it's great.
Yeah,
and I kind of feel the way about Halloween 3 that I feel about Omen 3. Nobody really likes Omen 3, and I love it.
Huh.
But yeah, Halloween 3, this was, we'll set it up that their original plan after the first 2 was that they were going to do Halloween films, and they would just be all different stories from that point on.
Yeah.
That all take place at Halloween. So that was the original idea, that they weren't going to continue with Michael Myers. So this is a completely Michael Myers-less story. And it's basically about a company that makes these masks for kids that have this thing in it. And then when you watch TV, it makes you fucking
that's the thing I wrote. I'm like, the bad guy's motivation is actually pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's got the number 1 group of movie bad guys in it, the Irish.
Yeah. Always the Irish.
Yeah. It's like this, the movie, it is so bad it's good, but it's also good. Like story-wise, it's good, but it's also like ridiculous. I mean, Tom Atkins is a doctor in it, but he's like, I'm going to go investigate this crime. It's like, you're a doctor, man. Call a fucking
Tom
cop.
Atkins, I'll watch it.
You know? And it's like the
yeah, but I mean, American Werewolf in London, dude was a doctor and he investigated what went on.
It's true, but I mean, it's like it
doesn't matter. You're professionally. If something's going on, you gotta figure out what's going on.
It seemed like there was no other doctors in this hospital. Shouldn't you be back there saving lives?
That's true.
And then it's like the dude at the beginning who dies, and then his daughter is like, "Oh, that's my dad. He's dead." And she's like, "I gotta go find." What and then Tom Atkins is like, I'll go with you, and it's like,
it's funny that you're saying all this because all the times I've watched Halloween 3, which over the years has been a lot, I've never given one shit about the story.
Oh, I it's just funny
like
to
it's never
watch
even
it as
no, that's true.
You know what I mean?
But the story is really inconsequential.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you just watch
the
it for the
solid.
Craziness.
The atmosphere in it is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's very foreboding and it almost feels, I've always found the environments in part 3 feel like the environments in Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Okay.
It's like everything's always in shadow.
Yeah.
And everything's always dark. And
the
like
weird,
people,
like abandoned town. And,
yeah.
It's
really
got
cool.
such a, like, it's a very 80s.
Yeah.
The score is also super awesome.
Yeah. So this means you have to do you have to do the Silver Shamrock theme in your thing that you do the themes in. That
I got something.
Do it right now. I'm waiting.
No, that's my sign out, and I'm gonna have to get Jay to put in the music. Anyway,
all right. Pretend I didn't say that.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like it's ridiculous and it's gory. I mean,
just a side note. Now the Silver Shamrock thing is stuck in my head.
I just love also that it's like the masks are triggered by pieces of the Stonehenge.
Yeah,
and like I love that they're like
it's so random.
And the bad guy is like, how we got it here is a crazy story. Anyway, and like he doesn't talk about it at all.
And the general fact that let's target kids.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny too.
It's crazy. Yeah, that's the part I'm like, that's a pretty fucked up thing. Like, it's the children. It's the ultimate trick.
You have to be very evil to be like, who's our target here?
Yeah.
Children.
Yeah. Yeah, you want,
and let's really do them in like one of the most horrible things.
Seriously,
it's horrible.
Any way we can make these masks melt their heads and have, I don't know, bugs and snakes crawl out, and then the snakes can kill the parents. Like, you know what? We can. We just lugged this hunk of Stonehenge over here, and that for sure triggers that in masks.
But it is super great. Despite all, it's funny talking about it now and actually vocalizing all these things. It sounds like the worst movie ever.
That's what it is, but it's the best. Also,
it is. It's really great.
It really. It's that. It is that. Like, it's so bad, it's good. It's like it's so fun to watch. Yeah. Above all, it's just super fun.
Super fun and gory.
Really gory.
Really gory.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it's like I have all the masks.
Yeah.
I have
and
like a couple sets of toys. Yeah, like I'm kind of obsessed with the movie. I'm gonna get that as like tattoos on my arm just because it just the mask.
We could get you tattooed live on the show.
Ooh, yeah. You want to hear a grown man cry? It's just so like iconic.
Better yet, I'll do the tattooing.
Yes, no. Also, I love that it's called Season of the Witch and there's no witches in the movie. Although I guess the warlock, he's a warlock. He's a man witch.
I guess.
Season of the Man
Season
Witch.
of the Witch is just referring to like
the
Halloween.
Season, I guess. Yeah. Funny. But anyway, let's move on to Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers.
Okay, now from here it gets really interesting.
Yes.
I'm a gigantic fan of part 4.
Me too.
I love it.
Me too.
I think that it did really a perfect job of updating the series and making it feel current at the time. I think it was 88.
88, maybe, yeah.
I think it was 88. And yet still really retaining the feel of the first one, especially with the handling of characters and side characters. There's lots of side characters in it, just like there was in the original.
Yep.
And it does a great job of jumping back and forth between them. Michael's mask is a little different, but still kind of cool, but weird.
I don't love it, but
no, I don't love it. The face is great. The hair is weird.
Yeah, but, it's like the face is too smooth or something. I don't know. It's
that's
weird.
True.
It's a weird...
But it's not bad enough that it detracts from the movie.
No, that's part 5.
That's definitely part 5.
That's the Nicolas Cage mask. Anyway.
Yeah, and 6.
Oh, God. Oh, anyway, we'll get to that.
But anyway. But yeah, 4 I love. The characters are great.
Yeah, Danielle Harris is like...
amazing.
Yeah, she's like one of the best... I mean, at the time, she's an adult now, but one of the best like kid actors.
Yeah. And for a kid actor to appear in a franchise and become an icon of that franchise is amazing.
She does convention appearances and like photo ops in that clown outfit.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I met her last year and she was awesome as hell. She was super nice. As much as like, there's no Jamie Lee in it.
But I didn't feel that absence at all.
Because Pleasance is back, which is great.
And he's great in it. Like he really, that might even be my favorite of his.
Yeah.
I think he's better in that.
Me too. Just his like determination and his mission.
Yeah,
I don't know. Just I liked him a lot in 4. He was great. The whole cast. Jamie, her name is Jamie Danielle Harris, and her like foster family is great. Yeah. Her sister was great.
Yeah. The friends of her sister were great.
Yeah, everyone. They
were all really good.
What's funny is I remember ages ago. Actually, I think when we showed Jay, we showed him you. Halloween 4, and at the time I think you said you liked that one better than the first one, just because like the pacing was really good and like the kills were good.
Which one was 4 again?
With the little girl.
Yeah.
And
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
I can
see that, especially for Jay, knowing Jay's tastes, I can understand how 4 would be better than 1 for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's way up there for me too. It's really close to the original. I love it.
Yeah. And it ended amazingly.
Amazing. Great ending.
That's just one of the... Yeah. He's like trying to shoot her. Fucking spoiler alert, but it came out in 88.
Crazy though.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, eat shit. You had your chance. But
no insult intended to anybody out there who has
I'm just lovingly eat shit. Just kidding. We love you. Please don't unsubscribe.
And our listeners just dropped.
They'll think it's funny. Yeah, but just him like freaking out trying to shoot a little girl.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Her with the scissors. Oh my god. I love everything about 4. I think I did rank them. There's a lot to rank, so
I didn't rank them, but we'll get to that. But let's move on because we're dragging out.
Oh boy, a little bit. 5. I wrote. Here's my notes. Oof. Worst mask of the series.
Bad mask. I agree.
Big mistake making Jamie mute. Like, she's such a good actress. Why is she mute for most of the movie?
Well, she's traumatized.
Stupid.
I'm more forgiving of 5 than you. The story blows.
Yeah, the fact that they killed her sister was stupid. Also, they keep calling her, that's your stepsister. It's like, there's a foster sister. Why is everyone saying stepsister?
Yeah.
The thing with 5, it was the same mistake as Nightmare 5, where part 4 of both were really successful. So the studio's like, they rushed out the next one.
Right.
They were both, Nightmare 5, Halloween 5 were in the theaters like 11 months after part 4 premiered. And that's such a fucking mistake.
Yeah.
And then they killed her sister to bring on that new girl.
Yeah.
Killed her too for some whatever reason.
No, I agree with all that stuff that you don't like about it.
Yeah.
But for me, I think I still have fun with 5. I still find the Michael stuff fun. The kills are fun. I don't mind the characters. It felt aesthetically like a continuation of 4. Mm-hmm. One thing that I find funny in that is that the tough guy was played by like a really geeky looking guy.
Yeah.
And I find horror movies do that once in a while. I don't know why. They take guys that look like they're from Revenge of the Geeks and they put them in a leather jacket and they're like, he's the tough guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
Don't scratch my car.
I know, it's so funny. But I enjoy 5 just as a watch, like without overanalyzing it. I think there's lots of fun stuff in it, but I agree. I still will, totally admit to all the things you said. I agree with.
Here is the first audio,
especially when you compare it to like 6.
Yeah. Here's the first audio clip I'm going to feature.
Audio. Here we go.
This
is a little audio treat for
treat. This is a scene in part 5. Where they're
requires setup. Okay.
Yeah, it does. Loomis calls the sister Rachel, and because Jamie's having visions or whatever, and they think Michael's in the house. He's like, "Get out of the house! I shot him 6 times."
Despite being mute, by the way, Danielle was still great.
She is great, but it was a weird choice. Anyway, so he's like, "Get out of the house! Where's the dog?" Blah 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 blah. So she gets out of the house. They call the cops, and 2 cops show up. and listen to the cops and listen to the fucking music that they put in. Okay. Hopefully this isn't too loud, Jay. I'll put this near the microphone, but hopefully it picks it up. Okay, listen to this.
All clear. Nothing above, nothing below.
What about Max?
Adobe, right?
This is not happening to me. Max! Max, what have you done? I'm so embarrassed.
That's what we're here for.
Rescue cats.
Find dogs.
That's our job.
And we love it.
What was that?
That's the music. Bonk. Wee doop. Dump.
That sounded like a
fucking
like
children's
Keystone
show?
Cops.
Yeah. I'm like,
yeah, that's weird.
What the shit? Like, based on that alone, I'm like, fuck this movie. They're like, that should be fun.
Oh my God. Well, let's continue what you were saying before then. If anybody out there likes number 5, eat shit.
Oh, yeah. You know what's funny, too, is that remember in the first episode, we're like, we don't say we hate movies. It's just say it doesn't work for us. Part 5 didn't work for me.
I agree with all of that, but
yeah.
I think Danielle Harris and Donald Pleasance keep it above hating for me.
Right. I think that was one of the things in 5 that I didn't love is that Donald Pleasance is like super like mean to Jamie almost. He's like, it's really weird. Like he's always yelling at her and stuff, and it seemed a little out of character to me.
He's sick and tired of it, Lee.
I guess.
He's been doing it for so long. He's just sick and tired of it.
Oh, also 5 is where they introduced the Cult of Thorn.
Yes.
Boo.
I wasn't even going to address that.
Yeah. They also put black mesh in Michael's eyes in the mask.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
He's Batman now.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, so 6. Ooh.
6. I don't even want to talk about 6.
I wrote eat shit about part 6.
So for me, 6 is easily the worst of the entire series. I don't find anything redeeming in 6.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
There's no scenes I like. There's no performances I like.
Paul Rudd's hilarious in it.
Yeah.
It's funny because he's trying to act serious, but it's like, it's Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Watch out for Michael Myers. Like, it's so Rudd.
Yeah.
These are my notes for 6. I agree with you. The fact that Jamie is back in it, but it's not Danielle Harris because they apparently were like, we're not paying you anything because who are you? Yeah. So she's like, well, fuck you. The fact that she's pregnant with Michael's baby.
Yeah.
Michael's her uncle. What the flying
and how?
Fuck. It doesn't make sense.
No.
They because there's like that big fabled thing about not fabled, it's a fact. About the producer's cut versus the theatrical cut. There's a spider on the wall. No, that's a house centipede. Sorry, I get distracted.
You can cut that out, Jay.
Stabbing Michael's baby, stupid. The mask was a bit better, but it's not great. Introducing Paul Stephen Rudd, the little boy in it, Danny, who he's getting like visions and hearing the Cult of Thorn, like kill like him or whatever. I wrote Danny sucks, and it's funny because it's like the Strodes are back in it, but it's the brother of Michael's father.
I can't even.
It doesn't make sense, and they're living back in the main house from the first one. Doesn't make sense.
Our whole thing on this podcast is to do back and forth, and I don't even have any.
It's hard, right?
I don't have any forth to your back. I had nothing.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Hate it.
The dad in it, the Strode guy, who I wrote, he looks like Biff like Biff Tannen.
Right.
He gets electrocuted at one point. Michael stabs him into like the power
wall socket.
Yeah. No. Like
the
power switch thing like that behind you. And his head literally explodes.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
There's really nothing you could say about 6.
No.
The cult stuff was ridiculous. Yeah. It's just when they try and explain it, it's stupid.
Yeah.
6 was a big miss. It's a big miss for me.
Terrible.
Yep.
7.
H2O. Yeah.
I saw H2O when it opened at a midnight screening in Toronto, and everybody there was so psyched. I think because of the return of Jamie Lee.
Yep.
And the audience fucking loved it.
Nice.
Like that crowd went nuts for that movie. And I super enjoy H2O. I think it's super fun.
It's fine. Yeah.
Jamie Lee's great in it. It's pretty by the numbers. Like there's nothing unpredictable or surprising in it or anything like that. But it's well made, looks good, performances are decent. Josh Hartnett's haircut's terrible.
He did that on purpose, eh?
Yeah,
He kept
that.
messing up his own hair because he's like, kids are stupid and don't know how to comb their hair.
Yeah.
It feels like it's 1 hour long because I rewatched
does.
it and I'm like, it goes by so fast.
Yeah.
The mask thing in that one is crazy because he has 3 different masks in the movie.
Right.
Because they started filming with one and apparently at a test screening, somebody stood up and was like, that's not Michael Myers' mask. So they're like, shit, reshoots. And then there's at one point.
Super smart.
At one point, you actually see it's a CGI mask.
Really?
It's really, when you see the scene, it's really like, holy shit, obvious.
Wow.
The opening has Joseph Gordon-Diehard in it.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that kind of I didn't love about H2O is that, like, I wish there would have been some explanation of like where has Michael been all this time, and he just showed up and then they go along, and I mean Janet Leigh was in it, that's cool, but it's like it would have been cool if there was, you know, they had some kind of thing where he maybe was caught and escaped. Or something.
There should have been a prologue.
Yeah. That's the only kind of complaint. It was made during like the Scream era, right? So it's like they wanted to make it more Scream like, and you know, it's fine, but it's dropped in my.
I agree.
Yeah, over the years.
I enjoy it for what it is, but it's definitely not at the top of the thing. But I enjoy it, mainly because of Jamie Lee. Mm-hmm. And then I spoke too soon when I said that.
Yep, I was going to say.
Yeah, I forgot. I completely forgot.
Resurrection.
And again, I'm not really going to say much about this. But Part 8, Resurrection, that's the one that really I meant there's nothing redeemable in it.
No, my only note is everything about this is bad.
Yeah, it is.
Like Busta Rhymes, I think.
Like I don't even really want to spend time on it.
No, it's not good. There's nothing.
Do your impersonation, please.
What?
Please do the Busta Rhymes. Come on, man.
What?
The classic.
Trick or treat, motherfucker. Hey, Mikey. Trick or treat. I don't know. Happy Halloween.
Nice. I'll combat that with my impersonation of Michael Myers from the same scene. Ready?
Yeah. Oh. Ooh, it's like he's in the room. I got goosebumps.
I'm really good. I practice that.
Yeah, it's just it's hard to even like watch as a bad movie fun, you know, like it's just there's nothing.
It is not a good bad movie.
No, it's just
bad.
Yeah. Busta Rhymes like in his he describes what he's doing. Oh right, I'm watching TV now. Oh, Kung Fu flicks. Who's knocking at my door? Now I gotta get up and pause the movie.
Everything's terrible.
Yeah, terrible. Anyway.
All right, so that's the end of the original series of Halloween. We were initially going to discuss all the Rob Zombies and the David Gordon Greens, but I think because this is such a meaty franchise. Meaty.
Yeah.
That I think we're going to split this into 2. So thanks for tuning in for our original Halloweens.
Yep.
And tune in because next we're going to discuss the Rob Zombie films and the David Gordon Green films.
Yeah. Because we don't just want to like skip through them.
Yeah, we don't want to skip through them, especially the David Gordon Greens being more current and being... I don't know, maybe even more divisive than the Rob Zombies. So
true.
Anyway, so that's it for us for today. And tune back in. We got more Halloween stuff coming up soon.
Yeah.
And you can do your Silver Shamrock thing now.
Oh God. Okay. Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, real ramblers. Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, real ramblers. It's almost time, kids. Halloween is coming. Every Monday, a new Real Ramblers episode about scary, scary movies. Make sure and put your Silver Shamrock masks on and sit in front of your, I don't know, your iPods or your wherever you listen to your podcasts. Don't forget, it's almost time. Happy, happy.
Wouldn't it be cool if we had Silver Shamrock masks of you and me?
Oh, shit, I was going to say that.
Anyway, see you next time, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for listening to The Real Ramblers. Follow us on Instagram at Real Ramblers. That's REEL Ramblers. And you can follow Lee at Lee Howard _art and Bill at JustTheBill1138.